Hey everybody, it's been a long time. I think the last video I did was a video saying, hey, I should be able to do videos again. Yeah, that didn't work out so great. Anyway, it's almost Christmas. I have this week off. If you've been following me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, I've had to juggle all of the hardware, like network hardware, from my house to my farmhouse. I used to have really expensive fiber to the premises at my house because I had to upload videos all day for CBT Nuggets. I'm not a trainer right now for CBT Nuggets, so I don't need that fiber. And so it was so expensive, they decided, hey, let's not pay for that anymore, which makes perfect sense. But I had a whole bunch of services and everything running from my house because I had really rock solid fiber, synchronous speeds and everything. So anyway, I tore all that down, took it out to my farm, which is about a half-hour drive away. The thing about my farm is there is this rural initiative from our electric co-op, and they installed fiber optic cables to all of the rural areas out there. So at my farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, I can get full gigabit up and down fiber. So I do. I pay for that. I paid for it, and I got static IP, and I might get reimbursed for that. But nonetheless, that's neither here nor there. The cool part is, at my farm now, I have a static IP and synchronous gigabit Ethernet. So I moved my big pile of servers out there. I had to renumber the IP infrastructure at my farmhouse because it was going to be a lot easier to renumber the few things that were out there than to renumber all of the stuff that I took out of my house. So I just made my farmhouse basically match what used to be at my house. Anyway, then today I tore out all of the fiber optic equipment. Like there was a really fancy router, and then there's like that little shaded protected box that the fiber optic cables go in so the lasers don't blind you, that sort of a thing. I took all that out. It's actually in the back seat. That's where I'm going right now, was to drop off the equipment to, it was actually Charter. The to premises fiber was from Charter. So I'm dropping that back off because yesterday or the day before, I don't know, days are blending together, I activated cable internet for my house because that's something I can actually afford. And I hooked up the cable modem today. It's working. So we have internet at our house now. It's funny because the fiber was 50 megabit up and down, but I mean, rock solid fiber. It was like super awesome. But from a speed standpoint, right now at the house, it's a download speed improvement because, I mean, cable modems, 50 megabits is nothing now, right? I got 400 megabits down on the cable modem I just installed. So it might actually feel faster doing normal things from the house, but I obviously can't do any serving from there. You know, it's just a residential cable modem. So anyway, that's all going. I'm returning the really expensive fiber equipment now, and then unfortunately I have to install a smaller server for my house because I'm still a nerd. I still need to have things, right? I'm going to install Proxmox, which, if you're not familiar with Proxmox, it's like VMware's ESXi. It's a virtualization platform. It's open source, and it's really, really nice. I love Proxmox. It's completely free. You can even do clusters of servers. I don't have clusters of servers. I have one old Dell workstation that I'm going to set up as the Proxmox server at my house. But I need to have things like a DHCP server, which right now is just temporarily running on a Raspberry Pi, I think, at my house. And I need to be able to graph throughput on my internet connection because you have to know what your throughput is, right? I mean, you have to have graphs for that if you're nerdy. So I'm going to set up that stuff just so I can have just the normal data collection stuff I would have. But the big servers are all at the farm now. So, you know, if you stream videos for me, or if I'm hosting a website for you, there's a few of you who know what I'm talking about there, that should all be running on the new static IP at the farm. You shouldn't have noticed anything except like 10 hours of downtime yesterday. It was a lot of work. And also, a frustration yesterday was, as I was changing over the IP scheme, the fiber modem from the internet service provider out at the farmhouse, you know, the gig fiber, their modem is really limited. I actually really don't care for it. And it wouldn't let me erase all the old port forwards that were there on the old IP scheme. So even though I had removed them all, if I looked at the status page, it showed them as still active port forwards. So anything I tried to do was ignored. I reset it, factory reset everything, nothing worked. Thankfully, they have 24/7 tech support. I called them. The guy was a little stumped, but he called me back and said he talked to somebody, he figured it out. He got into the modem with their special administrative privileges and was able to flush out all of those old unwanted port forwarding rules that didn't show up for me, but he could see them and I could see in the state table that they were still there. Anyway, that went down a nerdy hole there. But anyway, so the farm is working. The house is working. Right now, my server rack at the house is kind of gutted with cables hanging everywhere. So today is a day of installing Proxmox and doing some cable management. And that I don't know that I could ask for a more exciting Christmas vacation. I'm not working today, and I'm just doing super incredibly nerdy stuff. So I hope that your day is as nerdy as my day. And maybe after this is done, I can do some more recording. Like Team Awesome Sauce is like 2 or 3 weeks late behind. I have an episode all planned out. Poor Javier, something horrible's happening to Javier. So you'll see that if you're a Team Awesome Sauce fan. And I have a few tech tips that have been brewing in my brain as I've been doing them. So yeah, I got stuff to record. Hopefully soon I will be able to do that, but not today, I don't think, unless it's this evening. Today is a lot more, like I said, cable management and server setup, and I got to see the data and the graphs, man. I just got to see it. Anyway, have a great day. If I don't see you before then, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Sayonara 2020. Am I right? Have a good one. Bye.